Here's a piece of understanding that we have not defined this clearly before. Your question really asks for it in a strong way. You're going to like this. So, you understand the concept of the grid? Sort of makes sense. That I've got this vibrational basis, and when I step into my full power, everything goes better. So here I am, feeling good. And I'm thinking about something that's way out there. Maybe the birth of babies that haven't even been conceived yet, or a relationship and I haven't even met the person yet, or a business that I will have someday that I have not even established yet or prepared for yet. Something way out there in my future. Well, the further out there it is, the more it behooves you to be general about it. Because when you try to be specific about something that you don't have information about, you just get frustrated. It makes you feel lacking. So the more general you are, such as, oh, it's going to be great. I'm going to live happily ever after. I'm so looking forward to things falling into place. I know I'll know it when I see it. I don't have to figure it out right now. Things always work out for me. I'll know what to do when the time is right. I'll be guided every step along the way. Those general statements allow your energy to be clear. And all that is necessary for you to get everything that's in your vortex, or to achieve a grid that allows everything in your vortex to just flow in the perfect timing and sequence, all that's required for that is that you keep a smooth energy pattern going on. That's the power of meditation. Meditation takes you to the most general of pure vibration. When you meditate, you stop thought. When you stop thought, you stop resistance. When there's no resistance, everything can flow into your experience, you see. So the further out there it is, the more general you are. But let's say you're sitting here in this room. You know that you want to be in the chair. You've already defined that you want to be first in the chair. Now it's time to get specific about it. In other words, now something less general, something more specific, such as, I really think it will be fun to be in that chair. I really like the idea of having a dialogue with Abraham. I really like the idea of having a conscious dialogue where we're exchanging communication, where we are getting on the same vibrational wavelength and taking thought beyond that which it has been before. Much more specific conversation. For example, when you get into your automobile to drive somewhere, be present. Get real specific. I'm going to put my hands on the steering wheel. I'm going to pay attention to what I'm doing. I'm going to enjoy this moment. I'm going to engage consciously with other drivers. I'm going to have a sense of what others are doing on the road. I'm going to be at one with my vehicle. I'm going to have everything in my vicinity, in my awareness, whether I'm using my physical senses. You use your hearing much more in driving than you realize. I'm going to use my physical senses. I'm going to use my eyes and my ears. I'm going to be at one with my vehicle, but I'm going to sense intuitively what other drivers around me are doing. That's a really specific conversation that you're having with yourself. And because you're just about to get into your vehicle, it's good to be really specific. You don't want to be in that general sense, whatever will be, will be. Things just work out for me. I think I'll take a nap while I drive up to... We were talking about the human tendency to want to get to the bottom of something. And you have to have noticed there's no bottom. Because when you focus on what you don't want, law of attraction just says, well, here's some more. Here's some more. Have some more, have some more, have some more. And so the more you focus upon what you don't want, the more you split your energy, and the more you lock in to those grids that aren't your central grid. And so it's a wonderful realization to come to that. We appreciated your introducing of the word intended. We've been talking a lot about segment intending, because we're just going to give something to you straight out. Your question is really asking for it, so you'll hear it so easily. The best deliberate creating is done in advance, not after the fact. In other words, by intending, or what we have called pre-paving, out there where the air is clearer, you can get momentum going that sets things in motion. But if you wait until you've got something that you don't want, and then you're trying to sort of get rid of that, what happens is you get more invested in it than you do let go of it. And so rather than having a knee-jerk response to things, it's like not segment intending, just sort of blundering is a strong word and pretty appropriate, blundering unconsciously into your day. When you sort of just stumble out there and then let whatever comes, and then you get off on a reactionary stance, it's much more difficult. In fact, so difficult that we've been saying, and this may be what you're referring to, just write it out. When something goes wrong, just accept the momentum of it and just write it out and take a nap as soon as possible. Or meditate as soon as possible, or take a walk or a run as soon as possible. In other words, don't try to deal with it. Have you ever tried to clean up an argument with someone? It's not even possible, because they're all smarter than you are, or they think they are. And so just let it go, just let it go. But in advance, get ready for the next. So what if you've got a habit? So what if that's the way things have been? So what if that's even the way they've usually been? So what? If your desire is different from that, let the way you feel trump it. In other words, mean more than that. So when you say, I care more about how I feel than about a manifestation this red hot minute, now you've got it figured out. If you mean it. If you mean it. Sometimes it's helpful to have a significant enough thing occur that when you look at it, you just can't stand it, to make you decide or determined that you're going to look somewhere else. In other words, most humans, we love you very much, but if there is something that you do often that we would prefer you not do so often for your own good, it is that you examine what is with such fervor that you slow down what you've asked for and you don't let it come. Your awareness of what is mostly what's active in your vibration. So you either got to be a really good sifter where you're just looking for things to appreciate in what is, or you've got to be a better visualizer so that you're imagining more of what you want, or a really good meditator where you quiet your mind to deactivate, but you have to do something to slow that momentum. Because law of attraction is going to keep it going. Your vibration is where you last left it on every subject, you see. So unless you decide to do something different with it, it's going to carry on. Do you believe, we're asking all of you this, do you believe that you came into this experience with purpose? And do you believe that you have been effectively, perfectly carving out those desires one by one, or 10 by 10, or 100 by 100? Do you believe that you've been doing that you've been fulfilling your purpose of discovery? And do you believe that you have been setting forth these vibrational requests, and that they do exist in vibrational form, readying themselves for your readying of yourself? Readying themselves for your readying of yourself. Do you believe that? It's logical. So if all of that is true, then isn't it just the most logical thing in the world that this that you've been asking for, which is ready to flow to you when you're ready, it's not going to come before you're ready, because it wouldn't be right if it came before you're ready, because your readiness is a component of it. So isn't it logical that if you could just cease doing the things that prevent your readiness, that you'd be ready? Now that's a new way of looking at it. Stop doing the things that keep you from being ready and you'll be ready. So what are those things that you're doing that are keeping you from being ready? Noticing that it hasn't happened, comparing yourself to others, trying to find a missing piece when there's no such thing as a missing piece. Don't you want to just move through your day and allow your grid to fill in? Wouldn't it just be nice as you move through your day that the next logical step would just occur and that you would revel in it as it comes? Wouldn't you like to stop comparing where you stand to this long-range goal? And wouldn't you like to stop beating up on yourself for not being further down the road? Wouldn't you like to revel in where you stand right here and now? These are the things that you're wanting to do. So bask more, meditate more, chill more,